Just some morning observations as I get ready to walk the dog. Self-observations. Yesterday I attended... sorry. It's really cold outside. Baruch Hashem, I got really, really warm winter pants. Anyway, yesterday I attended an online shiur, and there was a thing that I've heard from rabbis before that struck me as noteworthy. Right, they're talking about Moshe, or Moses, and, the Exodus. And they're saying, very specifically, the rabbi said that Hashem will only put us through what we can endure and no more, and that, it's like the refiner's fire, that suffering makes us stronger. Adversity breeds resilience. And I'm thinking, well then, hey, why are you complaining about the Holocaust? What are you talking about? Isn't that supposed to be like, Yad Hashem? He's only putting you through the exact amount and not a little more than what you can handle, and blah, 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 blah. Little inconsistency there on the application of your religious principles, Rabbi. But it seems to be used, that Judaism is being used in the exact manner that Christianity is used. They are trying to psychologically manipulate me or prepare me with religion, through the religion, to, for the upcoming marijuana federal legalization. Right? They know I'm right. All my observations are accurate. The billion-dollar industry, just like the Sackler family with their industry, they don't care about the harms, they only care about the money. So it's going to happen, there's nothing I can do about it. Now, there are things I can do about it. Yesterday, I went through some involuntary exposure to secondhand marijuana, or hemp, but same fucking thing. I know all the arguments against that it's the same thing. You're all full of shit. I can prove you're full of shit. But anyway, the involuntary exposure from the neighbor. So I can't really call the police about that. I mean, I can, but it's not going to stop the fucking globalists from fucking us even more than they already have. From continuing to fuck us, I should say. So, the one thing I could do about it is I could shoot the neighbor who's smoking the weed. And that would be a tangible thing that was done about it, right? That's more than the government or law enforcement is doing to stop it. They're so corrupt. They're fucking neutered or whatever. Where's my other sock? So, I lost the other sock. Fucking great. Anyway, so it may have been hemp because the psychosis was present. Oh, there it is. But it was not as strong. Still, I had a disrupted focus. I couldn't concentrate, couldn't read, etc. And this is how it will negatively affect, my grades at university and stuff through secondhand exposure. So it's not like I'm choosing to relapse. I am going through forced drugging. I am being forcibly drugged against my will and without my consent with secondhand marijuana from the neighbors. And because the government isn't doing anything about its own corruption, thus people like Ted Kaczynski or Timothy McVeigh are heroes because they've done more to stand up to government corruption than government has. That seems to be the only thing I can do. Now, Judaism is being used, in my opinion, as a social control mechanism, just like Christianity and probably all religions, to sort of psychologically, manipulate me into just enduring it. However, if I shoot the neighbor who's smoking the weed, I'll end up in prison, which is insane that I'll end up in prison for doing the right thing. Right? Like, that's the age of corruption. There's all kinds of guys in prison right now, like Derek Chauvin, who are in prison for doing the right thing. And judges, cops, etc. just went along with it. Like, they knew that it was full of shit, they knew he didn't kill George Floyd, and they fucking convicted him anyway, right? That is fucking nuts to me. But, the rabbi also recommended a book that I'm listening to now, an audiobook, called This Is My God by Herman Wouk. Forgive me if I'm pronouncing that wrong. He's a very good writer, very well articulated. And he discussed something that made me feel like it's relevant today, right? So he said that Jews survived the political collapse and destruction of their nation because of the laws of Moses, I think, was what he said. But those words really stuck to me, political collapse. And that's exactly what marijuana is, a symptom of, political collapse. And destruction of our nation. My nation. Family's been here since 1608, so yes, it's my nation. Anyway. And so that somehow had a stronger psychological effect to sort of, psychologically prepare me to endure the increased suffering that is coming up. That began yesterday with involuntary exposure that I could do nothing about. Legally, at least. And if I do something about it, I get fucked. It's fucking insane to me. And Derek Chauvin isn't the only example, of course. There's Stephen Baca, etc. That's fucking nuts to me. Like, what the fuck, world? But anyway. Yeah, so I couldn't focus. Couldn't read. And so forth and so on. Couldn't play violin. And these incidents are only going to increase. Come on. And that's another insane thing is, when I see Joe Biden on Twitter talking about how he, I forgave millions of college debt for students and black businesses and lowest black unemployment, which the lowest black unemployment means the highest white unemployment, by the way. But when I see him on Twitter talking all this shit, it tells me that he doesn't give a fuck about any of the harms. He's just full of shit. Right? If he really wanted to help, he wouldn't be pushing federal legalization, etc. Oh yeah, the morning hair. I grow it out in the winter, But anyway.